Hey-yo, you miss your papa. You miss your papa. You do. You're losing your winter coat, aren't you, baby? You want to go out and walk in the yard? It's been a tough week, hasn't it? We haven't walked much. Come on. We'll take a walk. What do you say, Spooky? You want to take a walk? And check out what we got going on? After the big storms and everything that's happened last week. Come on. We'll take a walk. In our little part of paradise. Speedy, come on. You gonna take a walk? I think she will. Yep, more sticks are down. Well, they're little ones, and they're everywhere. That gets back to the events of the week. Yep, we didn't get much done because we've had back-to-back storms. And it's been, what, an entire week. It was about this time when I last spoke to you, last Sunday. Yes, it was. And everything's left just as you saw it this past Sunday, where we were right up here. We had finished up getting this all ready, except for pulling out those stakes, those little green poles. We planned on planting this out Monday. That didn't happen because of another storm come through in the wee hours of Monday morning that rained us out. We figured it would dry out Monday because the sun came up, but it would rain again Tuesday night. Or no, Monday night, about 8 o'clock. Pretty torrential. So that flooded us out for Tuesday. And then, of course, Wednesday was my biopsy. And that's over now. And that was a lot more intense and a lot longer than I had anticipated. Yeah, for a 20-minute procedure. Let me just say, I was there from 9 o'clock till 5 o'clock. Yes, I was. And then, you know, got home around 6:30 and everything. Yeah, I didn't even empty the wheelbarrow. I was going to do that Monday morning because Sunday, at this time, I was a little give out. That didn't get done either. But got home from that, and, you know, the soreness, or the pain I might say, really hadn't kicked in. So I was thinking everything was going to be just a piece of cake. Well, if any of y'all out there have had one of these, you'll know that's not the case. Or if it was the case for you, maybe they didn't stick you as many times as I'm pretty sure they stuck me too. Yep. And, you know, I didn't even have no bleeding. Well, in time, that would come too. See, here's everything all ready, setting out. Tomatoes are still looking good. Peppers. Collards are really coming on. They need to get in the ground. So, that's what's planned for this coming week again. And, you know, trimming, and I still got to get all that mowed down. There's a lot to do. Yeah. Always things to do. Oh, well, hello there, friends and family. Yeah, it was a tough week. And what made it even tougher was we had a really severe storm. A super strong supercell hit here in Tallahassee at exactly 10:02 Thursday night. And I'd been struggling. I was lethargic because I was experiencing bleeding by now. And of course, you lose blood, you get tired. That's just a fact. And I was in a considerable amount of pain. But enough of that. So I wasn't feeling too chipper by any means. And I was actually sitting at my desk watching YouTube. when that wind hit. It wasn't a tornado. Now, Alabama did have tornadoes, from what I understand, because I'd be without communication for quite some time up in North Alabama. But what we had come through here was a big supercell descended from the northwest right on top of us. And when it hit, it sounded like a hurricane. And I would know, because I've been through a few of them. Straight line winds. And people often confuse the damage from straight line winds as a tornado. But I can tell you, this wasn't a tornado. They were full force straight line winds. And they weren't 30 to 40 or 50 to 60. They were 90, 100 plus. I mean, the whole house. The windows rattled. The whole house was creaking and cracking. You could hear the trees swaying and getting torn up. When I got up and looked out the window, you couldn't even see out. The rain was so intense. It was just like somebody hung white sheets over the windows. And then the power went out. 30 seconds later, flipped back on. I thought, well, it'll be okay. And then it went off again. We would not see power back on for 17 and a half hours. The damage was quite extensive from those straight line winds all throughout south central Alabama and other areas of the state. But, yep, I'm not going to go all into, you know, I really, it made it better, you know, to be on oxygen for my recovery. It didn't really make me feel better to be in a hot house and high humidity. If you got breathing problems, you know how that is. High humidity is never good if you got a breathing ailment. No, it's not. So no AC, but I'm a tough old guy. I will survive. At least I kept telling myself, you're in pain, you're tired as hell, and you're hurting. You don't want to do much, and you're miserable. But hey, we're still alive. That's the way I put it. But I had a small solar generator that was given to me, but it crapped out. I had a Goal Zero power pack. It's like built-in solar panel, battery, it's got a crank. Thankfully, it was all charged up, so I could keep my cell phone charged, so I could keep in touch with others and in touch with the power company, which I called many times, and what have you. So I had communications, so that was all fine. And I do have a gas generator, and it's always done fine. You know, it's not a real big one, 2,750 watts, gas powered. But this would be the year that it would not be fine. And it just was locked up. Yeah, it'd been a couple years since I ran it. But it was, you know, ran out of gas. You do all the things you told you should do, but for whatever reason, this time it was seized up. And good luck finding a generator when the power's out over a wide area. Not gonna happen. So yeah, you know, I should have been starting it up a couple times a year, so it's my fault. So we're gonna have to check in and see about replacing it because it's toast. That would have made things better. Now it wouldn't have carried the air conditioning, but it would have been able to carry the fridge and freezer. But that's one thing else. If your power goes off, do not open your freezer at all. In my experience, my freezers have been just fine for 24, 26 hours and hadn't defrosted a bit. But when you open them, You let all the cold air out immediately, especially if they're an upright. As soon as that door's open, boom, it hits the floor. Same way with your refrigerator. My refrigerator, over the 17 and a half hours, got up to 49.6 degrees. I keep a temperature sensor in there that transponds to a little control on my desk. There's one for outside, one for inside the house, one for the fridge, one for the freezer, and one for under the house. So by the time the power came on, the fridge had got up to 49.6 degrees. And it would take most of the night to get it back down to 40, and I keep mine set between 34 and 36. Like the commercial refrigeration is. You know, where they store all the stuff till they send it to us. There's a reason for that. For the colder you keep your fridge, the longer the stuff lasts. I'm telling you that straight up. Yeah, it made for a tough week. And would it have been better if they had power the whole time I'm recuperating? Yeah, it would. But you know what? You play the hand that you get. And you do the very best you can. It's all you can do. There's no sense whining and crying and belly aching. It doesn't make it any better. No, it does not. You know, I got some limbs to pick up. There was no roof damage here. But there's a lot of limbs down. I've rode through the neighborhood, and they're not huge limbs. You know, maybe 3-4 inches on down. Everybody's got a pile by the street. Some older trees that were a little hollow inside blew over and snapped. Some dead trees definitely came down. So there was that. Let me show y'all my sticks. It's no big thing. Spooky. You hiding in the grass? Oh, you're pointing a stick. Yeah, we got sticks down. Ain't no big deal. Pecan trees, they're weak. So if you get them, make sure they're out someplace where, not if, but when the branches break off, like here, they won't hurt anything. I'm always picking up limbs from under the old pecan trees, like here. Is that you, Cleo? Cleo! Are you my Cleo? Are you happy Papa out here with you? You are. You happy Papa finally got out of the house? No. You got to get down and get on my feet, huh? Oh, you happy kitty? Just don't get my leg. Your claws are like needles. You love your Papa? Cleo. Yep, you know Cleo. She don't want me to leave. I got to pull on my foot to get away. So yeah, that was my week. So now you know what's been up with old Mr. Tom. And I know I didn't give a lot of detail, but there's no sense going into all that. No, there's not. Yep, I'm going to be taking the old generator to the street. Then I'm going to start the process of looking for a new one. Now, and watching the replay of Rudy's Live Friday, he says, you know, the 1800 watt that was supposed to be sent from Opus got lost in shipping, and now they're sending two 1200 watts. It would have been nice to have it, but we got through it. And man, Rudy's got a big heart. And Opus too. Because Opus don't got to do it, but they do. for people who are in need. But I've learned that even the 1200s, for a power outage as long as mine, they wouldn't cover me for that length of time. So, I'm going to have to get me another gas generator too. Ooh, the bluebirds, they came through it and they're still looking fine. So y'all, as the sun's finally peeking out between the clouds, we're going to head her on in. I'm going to rest a little bit, catch my breath, and for the first time in, oh Lord, 5 days, I'm actually going to prepare a meal. Not one out of the freezer or the refrigerator. Well, it's going to come out of the fridge, but I'm going to cook it up. Of course, I got to get the kitty crew chow ready. Right, Cleo? She's waiting because it's getting chow time. So yeah, until we all see you on that next video and episode of Mr. Tom's Neighborhood, me, the kitty crew, of course, the princess of the house, y'all take care. Stay safe. May God bless you all as you bless those in your lives. We love y'all, and we hope your week was better than ours. I pray that it was, but if it wasn't, I'll pray for you too. So yeah, the kitty crew's waiting. It's time to get the meal going on. Later, all.